Hey folks, welcome back. Today, as you can see, we're outside. I apologize if the wind is, making some noise with the microphone. It is a little breezy out here this morning, or this afternoon rather. So today, I want to talk about fire. I know we've talked about fire starters, things like a Bic lighter, which is what we're going to use today because it's quick and simple, and it's guaranteed a flame just about every time. You can't go wrong with a Bic lighter. It's usually my number one go-to when it comes to fire starting. Now, matches, are the next best thing, but of course, matches is a one-strike deal. You strike it, it lights, or doesn't, but eventually you run out of matches, just like you run out of fuel. So, it's always wise to carry, a ferro rod. I didn't bring a ferro rod out because we're not talking about fire and redundancy of ways to make fire. Today we're talking about something different. One of the most important things when it comes to making fire is having the proper tinder or fuel to get the fire going. So I got a little pile of some pretty small sticks here. As you can see, they're pencil size and smaller. And then I have some others here that are a little bit larger. You always want to start small and work your way up in size. The smaller ones obviously will light faster, which will in turn get the larger ones going. So, you want to start small and build up to something larger. Don't take a match, and try to light a 6-inch log. It's never going to happen. But to get that initial light, you need a tinder bundle. You can easily get some tree bark on the inside of a dried tree and rough it up into a bird's nest and get that to light. Cotton balls with Vaseline on it. Any of those specifically made fire starters work great, but one of my favorite go-tos is just simple dryer lint. It's free, obviously, because if you have a dryer, it's free, because it comes right out of the dryer. Now, every time, we use our dryer, I try to slip into the laundry room and clean out the lint trap, and I get wads, about this size, and I stick them in a Ziploc baggie. Obviously not this one, I have other ones. And then about once a year, I pull the dryer out and clean out the duct around the back and the tube, and I get a fair amount that way. So, acquiring dryer lint is pretty simple, and it goes up pretty quick. You just want to start with that, and then with your smaller sticks here, you want to kind of have them ready. I like to start small and then work my way up. It's just how I've always done it. Obviously there's a million ways to get a fire going, so certainly don't take what I say as being the only way to get a fire going, because there's a ton of guys out there that do it a little bit differently, or will explain it differently. And really the best way to learn is just get out there and make a fire. I know it's easy to watch a video, where it looks simple and you think, oh, I can do that. Well, until you actually get out and do it, you don't really know. So, the thing to do is, go out in the backyard, or, while you're camping or something, and just make some fire. I'm not camping right now. I'm in my backyard. This is just some blocks that I had. I had a fire barrel sitting on here, and I get a fair amount of down sticks in my yard. You see I have trees. And in order to make it easier for me to keep them cleaned up, I have a barrel. It's sitting over there in the side of the trees right now. I put the barrel on the blocks and we burn the sticks. It's a nice afternoon for the wife and I. And then when it's all finished, and the pile, which is behind me, when the pile is gone, then I put the barrel away, and next year I get it out and do the same thing. So basically what we're trying to do here is you want to put down a few sticks on the bottom first, preferably something a little bit bigger. Reason being, you want to have some airflow underneath of your lint or your tinder. If it's sitting right on the ground, then you're not really going to get any airflow underneath of it, and it's going to be difficult to get it lit. So, basically what we're going to do is just that. And then we'll get our handy dandy lighter and get that lit. And then we'll start to lay this over top. You don't want to just smother it with a whole bunch of sticks at first. You want to kind of put them in a TP type pattern, and that'll get them started. Once they get started, then it's usually pretty easy from there. Having that air underneath of there, helps out tremendously. And one of the most important things about fire is patience. I mean, as you can see, it is lighting. It's very slow. We're not in any rush here. We want to make fire, not, burn the place down. But now that it's starting to catch the sticks on fire, we're going to build this up very carefully. As so. So as you can see, one little strike of the lighter and just a little piece of dryer lint, and once we get our flames going, you want to continue to feed it slightly larger sticks at a time. Don't just go from tiny little twigs up to a big branch. In fact, that's dry rot. That might not even burn. It was just laying here. But I have no shortage of fuel behind me where I haven't finished burning my stick pile yet. So we'll keep feeding it. I'm going to be using this later today for another video. So I figured I would just make a quick video beforehand on the making of the fire itself. Now let's hope none of the neighbors complain. I think we're under an air quality alert here in my area today. All right, so once it gets going, just kind of let nature do its thing, and boom, a little piece of dryer lint and a Bic lighter. I did bring matches just in case. Actually, I had a little piece of this in here for, took it out of my camping bin, but I had the dryer lint in here. In case I show up at my campsite and it's been raining, everything's wet, at least I can make fire. So there you go. Once you get actual flame and a little bit of coals, even if your wood is a little bit wet, it'll still light. It takes a little more time. You have to be a little more patient, but you can get it lit. So if you're having difficulties, don't be discouraged. Just take your time, and it's not difficult. Until the next one, keep your head on a swivel. We'll see you next time.